as well as on WEZC 95.9 FM.
If the flu's got you down, the Warner Hospital and Health Services Walk-In Clinic can help you feel better fast. CEO Paul Skowron inviting you to make us your backup plan to better health. Find out more by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police splatter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
From the Hart Media Group newsroom and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, as well as Connexus offering fiber internet in Clinton. Click their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to find out more. January is the season for for people to plan ahead for the year to come. At Monday night's DeWitt County Land Use Committee meeting, Chair Buck Carter brought up housing development as a goal for the committee entering this year. He says that with the possibly hundreds of people coming to the area in search of employment, the county needs to be ready for the influx of population.
I had down here to develop a strategic plan, and my thought was we need to be thinking ahead, things that we would like to see for the advancement of DeWitt County, what would the changes that we might see in the coming years, and how to prepare for what we might need to do to get ready for that. One of the things that I feel personal about is I think somehow we need to be working with the city and the DCDC. As I see it, DeWitt County really needs housing. There's going to be some opportunities, hopefully, for rural subdivisions or more areas in the county for homes to be built, because like I say, with Quick-Roll going to have 200 plus employees, and this Myers Industries going to have 200 plus employees. Housing is already a problem in this area, and I think we need to start looking ahead as to what we might, as a county and as the zoning and land use, do to help alleviate that problem or to help be prepared for it.
Carter referenced a property on the northwest corner of U.S. Highway 51 and Sunset Road in Clinton as a possible site for more housing. He specified that the 68-acre piece of property is under a trust until July of this year, when its proceeds are to be split 50-50 by the county and the city of Clinton.
And one of the things that I wanted to bring up is, and I think most of you already know, there's the Sandios Trust that's out here northwest of town. It's 68 acres, and this trust comes to an end in July of this year. And the proceeds of this trust goes to 50% DeWitt County and 50% City of Clinton. I've talked to some representatives from the City of Clinton and DC both, and we would like to see if it's possible to acquire this property rather than to acquire the proceeds from it. And I think there's a way to do it, but I think it's going to involve some legal matters, and what your guys' thoughts are as to how to proceed with it. But I think we need to have our attorney do some preparation and be prepared, hopefully, to do that, because it's located right there, Route 51 and Sunset Drive. To me, it'd be a perfect location for a new subdivision. And if it's not, if a subdivision doesn't develop down the road, it's also a good location for an industrial property site, since it's right there on the highway. I think it's something we need to start working on, and we need to kind of move forward with it and have an idea of what we would like to do with it.
Zoning Administrator Elizabeth Weichel brought community solar ordinances to the committee's attention. She felt that the current ordinances do not clearly communicate requirements for applications, on top of disparities between the county's and state's definitions of what can be considered a community solar project.
We need to fix the section on community solar. Well, the state has a statute that says that 5 megawatts is actually how many megawatts is consistent with a community solar project now, and no acreage. And on top of that, our ordinance doesn't really have any procedure for siting. We're telling them they have to do the siting, but we don't tell them what they need for the siting. And so we've kind of left that kind of area blank. So I figure if we have to fix this anyways, I'd like to fix that. So that way when they come in, I can say, this is what you need to bring us. Because right now it has a few things that they are required to do: glare, aviation, and I can't remember what the other thing is, but then there's really not a whole lot of anything else. Whereas when it comes to a commercial project, they have this huge checklist they have to do. And the reality is community solar projects are pretty much now at the level of commercial. They're just slightly smaller. They're becoming a bigger project than what they used to be.
Among other standing discussion topics from the Land Use Committee are the development or revision of battery storage, data center, wind, and chicken coop ordinances. The committee ultimately decided that they would put their focus on commercial solar and wind ordinances in the coming months, while the topics of community solar, chicken coop, data center, and battery storage ordinances will be taken up by the Regional Planning Commission. Board Chair Joe Whitty noted that as long as they do not have a battery storage ordinance in place, it defaults to the state statutes. Coming up shortly on this expanded newscast, DeWitt County Development Council looking forward to 2026. The Clinton Chamber of Commerce annual dinner is later this month, and time is running out to get tickets for this year's event. Janice Peterson is the executive director of the Clinton Chamber of Commerce and indicates that they have set the chamber dinner for Saturday, January 24th at the Clinton Country Club. There will be a social hour and some new entertainment for this year's dinner.
It's a recap of what the chamber did the year before. We get together with our members and have a social hour, networking. We explain we give a little short meeting, introduce our board members that are there, introduce Aaron and I, of course, for people that might not know us, which there's a few. Just have like a little
from the
gathering
Hart Media
and
Group
recap.
Sports
That's
Desk,
the main thing.
IL Sports Wire, and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Ben Hubbard with this local sports report. Connor McDavid extended his career-high point streak to 19 games, helping the Edmonton Oilers beat the shorthanded Chicago Blackhawks 4-1 on Monday night. McDavid picked up a secondary assist on Edmonton's first 2 goals. He has 19 goals and 25 assists during his point streak. Evan Bouchard had 2 goals and an assist as the Oilers won for the 3rd time in 4 games. Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman also scored, and Connor Ingram made 29 saves. Chicago played without center Connor Bedard, who was scratched because of it. We apologize for the brief technical interruption there. With several new businesses in Clinton and DeWitt County, Peterson is making sure they have all the invitations for the annual dinner to the event so the rest of the business community can get to know them.
We're inviting some of the new business in town. We're making sure that we get them involved and hopefully get them to be there so that Quickwall, Meyer Structure, Towers Arcosa, we've sent invites out to them. So hopefully we can meet them, because some of us in the town have not met, these larger businesses coming. And
absolutely.
I heard that Quickwall has started production and Meyer won't start till sometime in this year.
Chamber annual dinner tickets are on sale until this Friday. Peterson directs those interested to find information at clintonilchamber.com. Find them on Facebook or call the chamber office at 217-935-3364. You can also stop into the office on the square in Clinton. Peterson is looking forward to the new direction of the annual dinner this year and is excited about this year's awards, which will also have a new twist. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Let's take a quick break with a word from our sponsors.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
Happy New Year from all of us here at Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City. This is Scott Baum. Most of our customers trade for a different SUV or truck because their needs change each year. That's good because we have transportation options for you. Plus, we need your trade. Our selection of top quality, pre-owned trades come from you. Come see our ever-changing Chevrolet and Buick inventory today. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. BaumChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
News time is 18 minutes after the top of the hour. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. It was a banner year in 2025 for the DeWitt County Development Council, and while replicating that will be difficult, that doesn't mean more good times aren't ahead. Kurt Homan is the executive director of the DCDC and says 2025 would be hard to replicate with all the industry announcements for Clinton, plus so much positivity on many other fronts, but he is optimistic 2026 can be another great year.
I absolutely agree. Now, I don't know that we'll have, 600-700 new jobs that come along with that, but there's already a lot of great things that we know are going to be announced, next year. So
Sure.
Absolutely, it is going to be a good year. As always, I'm a very optimistic person, have been all my life, and just knowing what I know is coming up, it's going to be a good year.
As soon as this spring, Homan indicates DCDC will be offering another round of micro grants for small businesses. Additionally, lodging will be among the priorities the DCDC will take up in 2026.
We can jump in on a couple things from DCDC's perspective. We're going to continue our micro grant program. We know that we'll have something coming up soon, probably for a spring announcement. Tony Harris and I went to a conference to attract hotels, and there is interest for both Clinton and Farmer City. Farmer City because of the interstate location and access, and Clinton because of the other activities that are going on more specifically. So those are real possibilities. I don't think we'll break ground on either location next year, but we're going to keep that ball rolling.
Homan anticipates new businesses opening in Clinton and says those could begin as soon as the next few months.
I know there'll be some new business announcements that'll be coming here first quarter. Excited about those as well as of any kind. Yeah, those are it's a good start. We'll put it that way. And also, with one thing we didn't mention in for 2025, Mariah's Mums, of course, received a significant state grant, and they're going to be announcing their project publicly in 2026, and I feel like that'll be a 2026 project, certainly, and a lot of good things coming out of there as well.
Yeah. According to Homan, the momentum built by the DCDC in the last few years has paved the way for conversations that may have not happened without some of the developments of the last few years.
I haven't done anything different in 2025 that I didn't do in 2024, 2023. It's just the fruits of those, are coming about. However, with the little shift now, it does make it a little easier to talk to prospective businesses when you have all of these other good things happening. So you can point to those, and we all want to follow somebody. So when we can show those paths that this company thinks, DeWitt County is a great place to do business, it makes making that decision, hey, if I want to locate my business there. It makes it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
So when we can talk about those successes, it does help, and that's where that momentum comes in. And again, I can't understate the fact that we have, Tony Harris and we have Taylor Baxter talking about economic development. It's almost at the front of every conversation. So, it's really, why I exist is because, it's tough for someone that's running a city. They don't always have time to take 4 hours out of their day to meet with a business person on a possibility that maybe a business will come there. That's my job. I do. So I do that work. We get everyone involved, and again, it's worked out incredibly well, as 2025 has shown.
Follow all things DC on Facebook for the latest in developments in DeWitt County. A DeWitt County FFA advisor is highlighting all the accomplishments of her students in 2025. Blue Ridge Schools FFA advisor Jacqueline Meisner indicates that this year's FFA state convention is in Springfield over the summer, and it featured a lot of success from her kids this past year, knowing they were national finalists and sitting in the top 10% of chapters. She says they have now been recognized as the premier FFA chapter in Illinois.
Absolutely. So this summer at our state convention, we were very fortunate to have a lot of success based on the last school year with the different activities that our students do and host and are in charge of over the course of the year. But we knew going into state convention that we were a national finalist. We were a top 10% in Illinois. And so we knew we were going to be going to nationals. And then we found out that we were also the section winner for each of the 3 areas of the award system. And so we were very excited just with that. But then we found out Wednesday that we were the #1 chapter. We were the premier chapter in Illinois. So that was a huge surprise and a very big shock to us. We were not expecting it. And so that was very exciting for the kids and for our school and our community. They did an escort back into town, and the kids were just overwhelmed with all of the recognition that they received from that.
Achieving that recognition is no small feat. Meisner explains that chapters must apply and then complete 15 required activities to be eligible. Chapters then present 9 of the activities to be judged on.
So there is an application that is completed. It's called the National Chapter Award Application. And there are 15 activities that you have to put on over the course of the year that fall within different topics. So there are things that are such as growing leaders, there's chapter recruitment, there is personal success, personal growth. And there's all these different categories that they have to do an activity in. And then you highlight 9 of those categories that you then showcase and talk about. So we fill out this application and it goes to get scored. It goes through 2 different rounds of scoring. And we were the highest ranked to receive that recognition. And then it went to nationals, and we were in the top 10 at nationals and are considered a model of excellence chapter at the national level.
The Illinois State FFA Treasurer, Cadence Wooten, hails from the Blue Ridge chapter, which Meisner says is a big honor. She adds that it has been great to have her as a role model FFAer.
We also have a young lady that's serving as a state FFA officer. She is our state treasurer. So it's been really exciting watching her journey and her activities that she has been doing over the course of this year. Cadence Wooten. So we've been seeing her, and it's been a lot of fun watching her grow as a leader even more so. And our students that know her really well, they've had a really cool role model that's personal to them. And we also have just been competing. We've been placing top 10 in our different contests that we've been doing. And our conduct and Probably Pro team is advancing to the districts for the 10th year in a row, which is super exciting. So they're starting their practices up this week for April. This is my 10th year here. Okay. I think a lot of it is a combination. The kids want to do well. They want to achieve. They want to have success in something. It doesn't matter how big or small, but they just want to see their hard work pay off. And so they put in the extra effort. And then also, I'm just very passionate about very different things. And if they want to do something, I will find a way to help them achieve that as best as I can, whether it's a really late night or really early morning. We do what we can to make sure that they can be successful. But a lot of it is they see the success from the people that they looked up to, and they want to keep doing that.
Learn more about the Blue Ridge Schools FFA program by visiting blueridgeffa.weebly.com or by finding them on Facebook. Illinois Ag in the Classroom is piggybacking on the 100-year celebration of Route 66 in 2026.
Yeah, we're really excited about celebrating 100 years, but not only the Route 66 info, but also all of transportation. Our theme for this year, we kicked it off at our Summer Ag Institutes last year, but it's transportation and focusing on transportation for everything related to agriculture, and we call it roads, rivers, and rails. So all stuff related about how agriculture is a huge part of transportation, and how transportation literally helps drive agriculture. So from the roads to the rivers to the rails. So we're excited to talk about that and think about what goes on from a transportation point, linking agriculture with it.
Illinois Ag in the Classroom's Kevin Daughtery says for a collection of activities and resources, visit agintheclassroom.org. Under Programs and Events, click on Roads, Rivers, and Rails. Illinois Comptroller Susanna Mendoza says the new year is a good time for financial resolutions. That includes taking a hard look at your finances.
Yes, that's the most important of all of them, because a lot of us find it super daunting or even scary to truly take a look at how much you're spending. How much debt have you actually incurred? It's scary. So you can't start to fix a problem that exists without actually having the courage to take a hard look at it. So step number one is don't be afraid to take a hard look at your finances. If you are financially aware, that means that no matter how bad it is, you can set a plan in action to fix it.
She also advises to make an emergency fund happen. It's recommended to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up for financial emergencies such as a home fire, major injury, or losing your job, but even just 1 month can help. Get news anytime at DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more, DeWittDailyNews.com. Network News is now.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. ICE agents remain under siege in Minneapolis. Demonstrators still out.